Basin, one of the most popular places in California where miners came to search for gold. On June 2nd, 1848, gold was first discovered here in the Yuba River. The primitive ways of searching for gold was using the pan and using sluices. For the next 5 years, it was very common to see somebody in the river with a pan or using a sluice to search for their gold. With a gold pan in hand, you'd take a scoop of dirt and clay and everything out of the river bottom. Then you would use the water and you swirl it around time and time again, and eventually with the little grooves in the pan, you would eventually get the dirt and everything to settle and separate out, eventually leaving you just gold. A sluice works in much the same way. It has things in it called rifles. These rifles cause the water to form what is known as a jetty. This jetty is a swirling effect that separates the water and all of the debris, and it's a natural process. Through this process, it separates out all of the minerals and all the debris, and whatever is lightweight keeps flowing through the river, and the heavier objects, such as gold, settle to the bottom. So when you pull it out, all that's left is gold. In 1853, a new process of mining came into the Yuba River. It was known as hydraulic mining. It became one of the most profitable ways of searching for gold out of these hills. The end result, a lot of debris and a lot of gold. The process of hydraulic mining is a very simple and very effective process. It comes down to taking hose with lots of water pressure and spraying down a hillside along a riverbed, usually using the river as the means of water. The most effective way of getting gold out of the hills was just to blast the crap out of them by using high-pressured hoses. These were more like cannons rather than hoses with the amount of pressure and force that came out of them. At the end of each hose, there was a giant cannon-like feature that had a nozzle on it that allowed the miners the ability to control the amount of flow, which also controlled the amount of force. These cannons were all up and down the river. Sometimes they were attached to boats if the water was deep enough, and their sole purpose was just to spray the canyon, and they did so very effectively. In addition to gold being produced from the hydraulic mining process, millions of tons of trash and debris were also swept downstream by the mighty Yuba River, many of which is still being seen today in trash and the giant boulders that you see around me. Flowing down the river, it caused the river to raise several tens of feet in several places. Not only did it raise the riverbed, but it also caused widespread flooding downstream and really messed up the Sacramento Valley. With all the widespread flooding down in the valley, we ended up with things known as the Yuba Goldfields. Many people think that flooding was a very destructive force, which it truly is, but at the same time, it gave us some beautiful things left over. These fields are pools of water that at one point in time overflowed the banks of the mighty river and found low points in the valley. And some of the banks for these fields is the debris that was washed off over the cliffs and everything from the hydraulic mining itself. Who knows if we'll ever get to see the true beauty of what was the Yuba River Basin some 200 years ago.